Hello guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to explain you what is overloading in Java. Let's say a user has requested us to write a class which has a print method, and all they want to do is print hello every time someone exercises the print method. So what we will do, we'll write them a class which has a method called print, and we will hardcode hello as a print argument. So every time user will exercise print function, it will print hello on the screen. Now let's say after a few days user changes his mind and they will say, I want to pass my own message and I want to print that every time I will call print function. So we will say, okay, we can do that for you. So we'll create a new method called dynamic printing, and we will pass string message as an argument. So then every time user pass message, it will print that message. Now let's say after a couple of more days user again changes his mind and says, okay, I want to print a message, but also I want to decide how many times that message should be printed. So we'll say, okay, no problem. So we'll go away and write a new method called repeat dynamic printing, and we will pass a string message as an argument and the count, so they can decide how many times they want to print that method. Now there is nothing wrong with the approach we have taken here, but imagine user will request you to do printing in a 30 or 40 different ways. That means you will have a 40 or methods in the same class which has main intention to print something on the screen. Just because it takes different argument as an input, we are trying to define those argument intention by providing it a different method name. If it is couple of method, it will still be easy to understand. But when we have a really big class, it will just become very inefficient and very confusing for the user. So the correct way to do it is, instead of giving different name to the same method, we will keep all the naming conventions same. So we will call each of these method print. So we know that the intention of all of these method is printing only. Yes, we can pass different arguments, so it will behave slightly differently, but we are never changing their main intention. By doing that, when user creates an object of this API, so let's take it with an example. So let me create an object of tutorial class, and when I exercise print method, I can see that all print options are presented with a different argument provided to me. Now that makes my life very easy, because now I can choose either print something which is hard-coded, I can print something with a dynamic message input, or print something with a dynamic message and the count, so we can choose how many times we want to print that. Now that makes user life really easy, and what we have just done here is called overloading. So simple rule of overloading is method name has to be exactly same, but the argument has to be unique. So either you can have different type of argument, or you can have different number of arguments. As long as your method signature is unique all the time, you can overload same method as many times as you like. Now overloading doesn't just restrict itself to methods. Constructor of the class can also be used for overloading. So let's say I have a constructor I can overload the same constructor with passing just a different argument. So as you can see, constructor itself can be overloaded as long as you have a different argument passed inside the method. So now you guys know what is overloading in Java.